let's have a look at problem 2 from lesson 15, module 5. Let's see what we can do with this here. Find my document camera. There we go. All right. All right, Mrs. Johnson grows herbs in square plots. And again, this is just this problem right here, right? Okay. Mrs. Johnson grows herbs in square plots. Her basil plot measures 5/8 of a yard on each side, so it's a square. Find the total area of the basil plot. All right, so let's do that first. That's A. So 5/8 of a yard on this side and this side. So she's got basil plants inside here. So to find the area of the basil plot, it's going to be the length times the width, which is going to be 5/8 times 5/8, which is 25/64 square yards. Okay. All right, that is A. For B, Mrs. Johnson puts a fence around the basil. If the fence is 2 feet from the edge of the garden on each side, what is the perimeter of the fence in feet? All right, so it's asking about the perimeter and then this 2 feet on each side. All right, so I'm going to make this same basil down here. Okay, so actually I need a little space. So this is 5/8 of a yard, and then the fence is 2 feet more. So maybe like that, and like that. So it's 2 feet out, and 2 feet here. And this is hard. This is a hard problem for sure. 2 feet. Looks like I didn't draw a perfect square, but so this is now the fence. And how do you determine the side of one of the fence? Well, the side is 2 feet plus 5/8 of a yard plus 2 feet. Okay. So each side is going to be that. It's a square. So this side is also going to be 2 feet plus 5/8 of a yard plus 2 feet. So just kind of, she put a fence that makes it bigger. All right. So, and the question here is the perimeter. All right. So the perimeter is the sum of the sides. So we need to add this side and this side and this side and this side to see how long the fence is. So we need one side. It's a square. So we'll have 4 times that one side. So one side, maybe we should do this. One side is 2 feet plus 2 feet plus 5/8 of a yard. Okay. 5/8 of a, let's see, 5/8 of a yard, if we're going to add it to these 2 feet, it's going to have to be the same units. So we need to convert 5/8 of a yard to feet. Five-eighths of a yard is question mark feet. 5/8 times 1 yard. 5/8 times how many feet are in a yard? 3 feet. So the relationship, remember, this is the moment of truth when you're doing conversions. Feet to yards in this case. How many feet equals 1 yard? So 3 feet. So now I can just multiply that. 5 times 3 is 15. So it's 15/8 feet. So 5/8 of a yard equals 15/8 feet. So that's what I need to put here so that I can add feet to it. I can't add feet and yards. Or I guess I could, but it makes it harder. So I'll add 2 plus 2, that's 4 feet. And then this conversion for 5/8 of a yard, 15/8. 15/8 of a foot. I'm sorry, 15/8 feet. Okay, so now I need to add those. 15/8. 15/8 of a foot. Improper fraction. Let's turn it into a mixed number. Mixed number is 1 and 7/8. So 4 feet plus 1 and 7/8 is 5 and 7/8 of a foot. Okay, so that's what one side is. One side is 5 and 7/8 of a foot. So the sum of the sides is going to be 4 of these. 5 and 7/8 on this side, 5 and 7/8 here, 5 and 7/8 here, 5 and 7/8 there. So I'm actually going to take all 4 of the 5 and 7/8. I'm going to take all the 5s and add them first. So there's 4 groups of 5, and then I'm going to add the 4 groups of 7/8. Okay, so this is 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, plus 1, 2, 3, 4 times 7 is 28, 28 eighths. So 28 eighths is 3.5. And I'm going to skip talking about that too much, but you can find that. Turn this improper fraction into the mixed number 3.5. 3.5 plus 20 is 23.5. So the perimeter is 23.5 feet. I should have finished writing here and said the area of the basal plot is 25/64 yards squared. So that's my answer for the first part. Answer for the second part is here, but let's put it down here. The perimeter of the fence is 23.5 feet. Oh. Okay. All right, now we still need to do C. So for part C, what is the total area in square feet that the fence encloses? So we determined that the side is, where's the side? 5 and 7/8. So the area that the fence encloses is 5 and 7/8 feet times 5 and 7/8 feet. 5 and 7/8 times 5 and 7/8, because that's what each side is. So this is area of inside fence, area inside fence maybe. So the area inside the fence is the length times the width, and that is going to be 5 and 7/8 times 5 and 7/8. Then the question is, how do you multiply 5 and 7/8 times 5 and 7/8? You could turn them into improper fractions and multiply across, but let's use the area model. So something like this. So this is my 5. So that's 5 and 7/8 feet. And here's 5 and 7/8. Right, so 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 7/8 is 35 eighths. 5 times 7/8 is yeah, 35/8. And then this is 7/8 times 7/8, which is 7 times 7, 49/64. All right, so we need to add all of that up. So 25 plus 35/8 plus 35/8 plus 49/64. And that's all in feet. I could have added just this across and this across and then added them up down here too. That's how I've done it sometimes, but okay. So let's see. I can add those. So 25 plus 70/8 plus 49/64. All right. Is 35 and 35 is 70. So let's make let's make this 64ths as well. So 25 plus 8. 8 times 70 is 560. So 8 times 8 is 64. And I'm searching for a common denominator there. So 560 64ths. 560 64ths plus 49 64ths. Okay, keep going. So that's 25 plus 560 64ths and 49 64ths. So 560 plus 49 is 609. So that's 609 64ths. So 25 plus, now I need to do a little division. 609 64ths is let's see, 5, yeah, 5 times 4, 0, 2, no, that's not right. 0, 2, 30. That's definitely not right. Oh, yeah, how about 3? No, is 3 right? That's not right either. How many times does 60, so more like 8. 54, maybe more like 9 actually, huh? Yeah, 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 6, 3. 6 times 9 is 54, plus 3 is 57. So that's 333. So 9 and 33 64ths. All right, so this 9 33 64ths. I just broke that out, right? So now 25 and 9 is 34 and 33 64. So the area of this is 34 and 33 64ths square feet. The area inside the fence is 34, 33 64ths square feet. And that is a multi-step problem. Should you be able to do it? Yes, you should. All of the arithmetic, all the computational stuff is work that you can do, but no doubt it is a tricky one. It is a tricky one.